The garage was quiet in the way only old places can be. Not silent, never silent, but breathing. The soft tick of cooling metal. The faint hum of a fluorescent light that had seen better decades. Dust drifting lazily through the air like it had nowhere else to be. At the center of it all sat the 1967 Ford Mustang Fastback. It wore time the way a boxer wears scars, not as damage, but as proof. Highland green paint dulled just enough to tell the truth. Chrome softened by years of hands, weather, and care. The fastback roofline still flowed like it always had, a single unbroken thought sketched by someone who understood speed even while standing still. Inside, the cabin smelled of leather, oil, and history. A mechanic stood at the open driver's door, sleeves rolled, gloves pulled tight, not because he had to, but because rituals matter. He leaned in slowly, reverently, like one does near something that remembers more than you do. His hand reached the steering wheel. The leather was worn. Not from the sun, but from memory. He slid his gloved palm across the curve of it, feeling the grain, each crease pressed in by decades of driving. Long highway stretches. Tight canyon turns. White-knuckled moments when youth outran wisdom. The wheel whispered back with a soft, leathery swish. The car remembered. 1967. It had rolled off the line in Dearborn when America still believed speed could fix anything. Back then, the Mustang wasn't nostalgia, it was rebellion. Affordable, loud, fast enough to scare parents and thrill kids who thought the future had no limits. This fastback was ordered by a man named Thomas Reed. He was 24. Fresh out of the Air Force. Hair too long by regulation standards, heart too big to stay put. He wanted something that moved the way he felt, forward, fast, unapologetic. When he first sat behind that wheel, it was stiff and unbroken. The leather smelled new. The engine note was sharp, eager, almost impatient. Thomas laughed when he turned the key. "Yeah," he said. "That's it." He drove it hard, not cruelly, but honestly. Morning commutes with the windows down. Late nights racing shadows down empty highways. Sunday afternoons washing it by hand, learning every inch of the body the way you learn a lover's face. The steering wheel began to change. Leather softened where his thumbs rested. A faint crease formed at the bottom spoke where his palm always settled. The wheel learned his grip. The car learned his moods. They grew together. Years pass. Cars don't age like people. They don't wrinkle, they layer. The Mustang saw marriage. A child's first ride home from the hospital, strapped into the passenger seat because safety rules were suggestions then. It saw arguments conducted in silence at stoplights. Laughter echoing off canyon walls. The wheel felt it all. Sweat. Cold. Rain carried in on hands shaking from bad news. The steady confidence of long drives where everything finally made sense. When Thomas got older, his grip changed. Softer. More careful. Still loving, but aware. The engine was rebuilt once. Then again. Paint touched up. Chrome replaced. But the wheel stayed. Because some things shouldn't forget. The long sleep. Time, eventually, takes its toll. Thomas passed before the car did. The Mustang sat under a tarp in a quiet garage for years. Dust settled. Tires flattened. Oil thickened. The steering wheel cooled, not physically, but spiritually. It waited. Cars are patient like that. Eventually, a new owner came. Someone who understood. He didn't rush. Didn't strip it. Didn't modernize it beyond recognition. He restored what was needed and preserved what mattered. The wheel stayed exactly as it was. Because when he first touched it, he felt something. Not nostalgia. Continuity. Now. Back in the present, the mechanic's hand traced the wheel again. Slowly. Deliberately. The camera, if there were one, would be pushing in now. Closer. Closer. Capturing the way light played across the leather, catching in the valleys of grain worn smooth by decades of driving. The glove whispered against the surface. Swish. The mechanic smiled, just slightly. "You've been places," he murmured. The Mustang didn't respond. It didn't need to. Because the wheel still remembered every turn of the road, every decision made at speed, every moment when someone gripped it tightly and chose to keep going. That's what cars like this are. Not machines. Witnesses. The wheel. The steering wheel is the most honest part of a car. Seats lie, you replace them. Pedals hide behind rubber. Paint can be redone. Engines can be rebuilt. But the wheel? The wheel remembers hands. It remembers confidence, fear, joy, anger, love. It remembers when someone learned to drive stick. When someone drove all night to fix a mistake. When someone took the long way home because they weren't ready to stop moving yet. This Mustangs will have been shaped by all of that. And now, in this quiet garage, with warm ambient light rolling gently across its surface, it was still doing its job. Holding the past steady point one more turn. The mechanic slid into the driver's seat. No rush. He placed both hands on the wheel, not gripping, just resting. Feeling the balance. The familiarity of a design made before computers decided everything. He turned the key. The engine caught. Low. Confident. Alive. The wheel vibrated gently under his palms, not demanding, just reminding. He smiled. Somewhere between memory and motion, the Mustang fastback waited for the road again. And the wheel. The wheel was ready.